You know, during this time when Black Lives Matter is on the forefront of the fight for racial equality, other minority groups are standing in solidarity.
So we are seeing it all across Metro Atlanta. 11 Alive Shanu Her explains why.
Yeah, here in downtown Atlanta, right outside Centennial Olympic Park, for the last several weeks is where a lot of those protests have been happening. This has been the center of that. And while that's been happening, a lot of the Metro Atlanta groups, the Latino organizations, the Asian American organizations have been saying what people have been seeing is a cause all minority groups should get behind. In a fight for equality, Black Lives Matter is the message paving the way. As the Black community rallies together, other minority groups are noticing their cries and standing in solidarity.
We need to all stand together to get equality.
Zua Vang is a member of the Hmong Georgia Community, Inc., and she says she hopes other minorities see the big picture of this movement.
What they're doing is not just to benefit the Black lives, but it is to benefit all minority groups.
Numerous Asian American groups in and outside of Georgia signed this letter saying, in part, "Today we call on our Asian American community to break that silence and commit to building solidarity with our Black brothers and sisters. We must resoundingly exclaim that Black Lives Matter." The Latin American Association in Atlanta also made its voice heard, saying in their statement, "Unless each of us acts to uproot racism, it will continue to cost Black lives." To that end, the Latin American Association stands in solidarity with Black communities across this country. Vang, whose ethnicity is Hmong, says watching the Black community hurt over recent events hit home. One of the people she's closest to in the world, her godmother since she was a kid, is Black. And supporting Black lives everywhere is, to her, also supporting Ms. Clemens.
No matter what nationality you are, we all need to stand together for equality.
Now, CPACs, which is another Asian American group here in Metro Atlanta, also put out their own statement echoing their support for the Black Lives Matter movement.